You know, when you hear Straits of Hormuz, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably headlines, right? Oil tankers, military tension, maybe even a standoff. And yeah, that's definitely part of it, but it's not the whole story, not even close. So today, let's dive into this incredibly complex place, a place where profound danger and breathtaking beauty literally share the same water.
This quote really just nails it. A global fault line. Think about that. We're not just talking about a body of water here. It's one of the most critical pressure points on the entire planet. It's this tiny, delicate, and super dangerous line separating nations, ideologies, and, well, the entire global economy.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the version of Hormuz we're all familiar with, the one that's basically seen as a global time bomb, just ticking away at the very heart of the world's energy supply. So, what makes this one little spot so incredibly critical? Well, it really boils down to this number, 21%. That is a huge deal. It means that nearly a quarter of all the oil the entire world consumes every single day has to pass through this one tiny passage. Just think about that. All that energy that powers our planet squeezed through this one little bottleneck.
So where is all that oil even going? Well, you can see here, over 70% of it is headed straight for Asia's biggest economies. We're talking China, Japan, and India. For them, keeping this strait stable isn't just important, it's a matter of core national security. The entire world's economic balance really depends on these waters staying open for business.
And because the stakes are just so incredibly high, the strait is under constant watch. I mean, just picture it. Warships from all these different nations on patrol, radar stations scanning everything that moves, and satellites staring down from orbit. In a place this tight, every single move, every turn of a ship, is a calculated, strategic decision.
But why here? What makes this specific spot so powerful and honestly so dangerous? It all comes down to a fundamental truth. In this part of the world, geography is strategy. The strait is the textbook definition of what military strategists call a choke point. And I mean, the name really says it all, right? It's a natural bottleneck that forces a massive amount of traffic into a super confined space. Its power isn't about how big it is, it's about how concentrated everything becomes. And the ability to control or even just threaten to interrupt that flow, that's the ultimate leverage.
And you can see how this plays out with the two opposing strategies here. On one side, you've got Iran, with an asymmetrical approach that's pretty much tailor-made for these tight quarters. We're talking swarms of small, fast attack boats backed up by coastal missiles and drones. Then on the other side, with Oman and its allies, it's all about surveillance and protection. Sophisticated radar, Western navies on constant patrol, and running escort missions for the big commercial ships.
Wow. This quote really gets to the human cost of it all. It reminds you this isn't some abstract game on a map. For the actual crews on these huge tankers, the tension is completely real, it's visceral. It's this constant feeling of literally being in the crosshairs. And here's the crazy geographical fact behind that feeling. At its narrowest point, the shipping lane, it's only 3 kilometers wide in each direction. Just 3 kilometers. That forces the largest, most valuable ships on the planet into these perfect, predictable, single-file lines. And that makes them incredibly easy to watch and, well, tragically easy to target. Okay, so that's the Strait of Hormuz we see in the headlines, but that is so far from the whole story. Now, let's step out from behind that military shadow, because there's a whole other hidden identity to this place we need to talk about. And that other identity, it starts right here, on these shores, where the deep red sand literally bleeds into the blue water. It doesn't look like a conflict zone. It looks like ink spilled on paper. It's an identity you find in these ancient towns, or these traditional wind towers, some of them built centuries ago, still catch the sea breeze and just kind of whisper over these quiet, sun-baked rooftops. And finally, it's an identity that's revealed in the land itself. The raw geology here is just so vibrant, so exposed, that stone becomes color, and the entire landscape feels like a piece of art.
Okay, to really get this paradox, let's zoom in on one place, Kishim Island. It's this long strip of land that basically stands guard over the strait, and it is a hard-edged, strategic location. It's home to Iran's fast attack boats, coastal missiles, surveillance drones. It's a key piece on the military chessboard.
But on that exact same island, you also find this, 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. You've got the ancient traditional skill of building these enormous wooden lenge boats, completely by hand. And you have the Kishim Island Geopark, this unbelievable landscape that was the very first of its kind in the entire Middle East. And this isn't some new thing. This crazy duality has been here forever.
The modern military tension we see today, it's really just a paper-thin layer on top of this incredibly deep ancient history. We're talking Portuguese forts from the 1500s, geological formations that are millions of years old, and cultural traditions so unique they've survived for centuries. And the natural beauty here, I mean, it is just absolutely stunning. You've got the Rainbow Valley, where the hills look like they've been painted with this incredible palette of minerals. Then you can go deep underground into the Hormuz salt caves. It's like a shimmering crystal labyrinth. And then hop across the strait to the Omani side, where you find the Arabian fjords of Musandam, these rugged desert mountains that just plunge straight down into the turquoise sea. It's breathtaking.
So how on earth do you reconcile these two things? On one hand, you have a high-tech military hotspot. On the other, a timeless natural wonder. And that brings us right to the heart of it all, the enduring paradox.
Here's the key takeaway. The real story of Hormuz isn't a choice. It's not danger or beauty. Its true identity is the constant, tense, unbelievable coexistence of both. It's a place that is defined by the simple fact that a stage for military calculations is, at the exact same time, a gallery of geological art.
And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. How? How can one of the most heavily armed, most watched, and most dangerous places on Earth also be, at the same time, home to such ancient, quiet, and profound beauty? That question, that paradox, is the real, enduring story of the Strait of Hormuz.